Previously, Guardians of Fehal.
Last time, you adventurers made your way to the keep and met with some of the elders from the Gloshite, or the elders of Una's village. And you all shared your experiences in hunting for clues on the first ones. The group managed to earn a level of trust from the elders, but the council members, including Una's Uncle Boyd, were torn on if Una was closer to becoming a full member of the village and a full ranger, or if her actions were a little too reckless. While the others stepped outside so Una could speak privately with the elders, the group ran into Lady Elaine, who offered them another job, this time hunting more extraplanar monsters that were summoned by the first ones in the aqueducts. After confirming with the elders that her uncle Padrig is probably the head of the first ones, Una had a touching reunion with her father before she left to finish Nora's birthday present. The group then checked in with Rhiannon and she filled them in on various local news, and they agreed to attend a play called The Last Queen of Fehal together. Andrew's character, Hans and Franz, planned on starting culture and language lessons with Rhiannon fairly soon. The next day, Josh's Hans and Franz took Nora on a date to the zoo where they met a Pegasus named Consent, who hailed from the Bendaya Mountain. Nora and Rowan's parents are supposed to be arriving today about 6 o'clock is when their boat is coming in by the Merchants Guild. So you guys have a few hours. I know, Una, you are currently in process. So I've been thinking about this a lot. And even with the time and the extra help, I don't think you would be able to do the full ombre effect with the dyes because you kind of have to let it dry before you do the other dye layer. So you probably could get the blue and you could get like the you could either get the purple on the whole dress and have like the black at the top, or you could get the purple on the dress and have the green at the bottom.
How much longer would it take to do the whole dress?
The next day.
Then yeah, that's what she'll do. Because her birthday's not until tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll spend the whole day today just getting it done the way I want to get it done.
Because like it still is gonna take probably until the next day in the afternoon to finish it because you have to dye it in stages, especially with like the ombre effect. Nope, so like it would be for all of it, you would have to wait until tomorrow. Like it'd be done by tomorrow afternoon, where it would be fully washed out, dried, everything with all three colors.
A point of exhaustion to rush it, or no?
No, they're not willing to do that because it still has to it needs time to dry and then like wash it and then dye another level of it and then.
Is there anything I could do magically, like with my unseen servant or anything like that, to rush this? Okay.
Because your plan is to have this for the play, right?
For her birthday, yeah, on the play. Yep. So by noon is fine, but if there's a way to get it done beforehand. But I'll probably just make sure I have all the components so when I'm done and like I'll like get a box or whatever so that way I can literally just wrap it and then give it to her and like run out about the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if there's anything magically I can do to increase the thing, like in servant or anything, then that's what I'll do. But if not, then
yeah, if we're doing the purple and then some green on the bottom, it probably would be like ready by the end of today, but for like all of the layers of it, they probably need a bit of like it would get done late tonight. But if you want all three colors, also would make things so I know in your sketch, by the way, Megan, that the dress is kind of a mid-tone lighter purple. Is that close to what you wanted?
Yeah, so like dark, definitely like a rich dark purple, almost black at the top, and then fading into like more of a lavender.
I know you're gonna hate this.
So that's why I said I was experimenting with dyes to see if I can get close to that color.
They would, for dark purple, Sigourney would kind of ask, who's this dress for? For the dark purple?
Oh, Nora?
I can't make it this rich of a purple. It's gonna have to be lighter.
Could we mix in
noble nonsense
black or blue to create the color? It doesn't have to be a true purple.
It's not the color. Well, I guess it is the color. It just can't be super dark purple because that's against the sumptuary laws.
Sumptuary laws. What are sumptuary laws?
Sumptuaries!
If you're not considered part of the nobility of some sort or have title and you're wearing a dark purple like this or gold, you could get fined.
Could we
found, hanged, and quartered?
Ooh, that's actually a good question.
So, like, it's just you can't do royal purple, but you could still do like a mid-tone purple.
What about a peasant purple?
A peasant purple.
You would know that we've got.
Would be fine.
Yeah.
You would know that we've got sort of a very common flower.
Yeah, that pastel-y purple one.
Yeah, like a lavender.
Yeah.
It would just be the fade to that color that we'd have to be careful of.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just it can't be like it can't be super royal. Well, I mean, I'm not going to be the one who pays the fine. It would be whoever's wearing this. I just figured I would check since, no offense, you don't really look like you hang out with nobles and their sort.
Actually.
No, that's fine.
Exactly
we'll just, during that fade part, we'll just make sure that part is limited. So it is more of like dark on top and then just kind of quickly fade through and then get to more of the pastels to the fade white.
That should probably work better. So yeah.
Okay.
This
cool. Dress is so complicated.
It is.
What did I do? I've spent like 400 gold on this dress.
This is the most difficult thing I've ever heard about D&D.
This is super funny too because if Una probably wouldn't had to rush it. Like if she was like, I would like to commission a dress like this and gave them like 2 weeks to get it done, it probably would not be this expensive.
No, not at all. Nope, Una just wants it done. It's gonna get done. It's Una's money.
Oh God.
I just totally bought a spell with this, but that's okay.
See, when I had the Talk Dungeon to Me episode about like how for characters to most effectively spend their money, it was not on mundane clothes. It was more on like usable magic items.
This is usable, and it could become magical.
One time!
She may wear this dress again. You don't know her life.
Okay.
She's just gonna wear it adventuring now with the long trailed sleeves.
Yep.
You just see her running behind on the trail. Wait for me, guys! My dress is too long.
She's got no. It's so long. She has to do that graphic online where you turn it into pants.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going on. Rowan, I'm assuming in the morning you are basically finishing your little wood carvings for the belt.
Ma'am.
I don't know what you want to do after that because you'll probably finish around like mid-morning. And yeah.
Rowan's nervous and excited to see his parents. So he would probably literally just find some more wood to just make stuff to pass time because he doesn't know how else to pass time. So he would probably just like go to the kitchen, get some wood from the fireplace and work on some, I don't know, animal figurines or something. Just like, I need something to do.
Okay. Give me a wood carving check. Or
it would help if I had my
you have I know you're proficient in it, so.
Yes. Let me get my character sheet real quick. What would that actual roll be?
I think it would be
tools,
it would be
usually involves
dexterity, right?
Wisdom or dexterity.
Yeah, wisdom or dexterity, and then your proficiency because you're a proficient with them.
Okay. So I got a proficiency is +3. That's 18.
All right. You managed to create like an entire little 5 pieces of woodland figurines from back home. Some of the fey creatures that you remember were common in the forest.
I would definitely make one of Papa's
dire squirrel. Is that what we decided?
No, he doesn't have a dire squirrel.
No,
He
that's
has a
one that-
deer.
I would make a squirrel, but I would also do the deer.
Okay.
But it's a squirrel that's the size of a deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same size, and that's not on accident.
Yeah, they are the same size. What is your?
Rowan,
oh, yeah,
I think your proportions are a little off.
No, actually, this is to scale.
Hans and Franz, you're here. I thought you were at the zoo.
No. It's just,
Were you trying to look for the deer's name?
Yeah, I found it.
Okay.
I was like, what is the deer's name? I always forget. So you got Una working on dresses. You're making little animal figurines and little other stuff. Hans and Franz, you were hanging out with Rhiannon over dinner last night, and then for part of the morning. And then are you doing anything else after that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, just going back to the guild.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else going on right now.
Okay. Back at the guild, there's actually a letter addressed to you guys that Ponder has in the mail.
Well, who's you guys?
how do they address it?
It's
Hey, motherfuckers.
I'm trying to think how they would address this.
We don't have a party name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they...
They don't call us the Guardians of Fehal yet.
Right.
It would be specifically
That's not until the
to
end of the movie.
Right.
Hans and Franz, Rowan, Nora, and Una. That would be who it's addressed to.
I love it.
That's a lot of writing on that letter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you, who?
Big deal.
Why do
Who
they
gets
keep
this?
doing Hans and Franz and Hans
It's
and
addressed
Franz?
to all of you, and Ponder said the person who delivered this said to give it to, made sure it got to your group. And you can read it, Hans and Franz. It looks like it has an official.
Okay,
seal
I was
on it.
wondering who you're talking to. That's what I meant.
You, Andrew, Hans, and
Okay.
Franz. Ponder hands it to you. You can see it's addressed to all of you, and he says the carrier said that it was for your group, and just to make sure it got to one of you. And you can see it has an official seal on it from give me a
Describe
actually, no.
the seal.
The seal is specifically has the partial crest of Faine, because Faine has a specific city heraldry with like the rivers on it that you can see that you've seen in Lady Elaine's sigil, but this just has the rivers crosses on it, and then it has a griffin on it.
What do you want me to do?
Give me a insight check.
4.
Oof.
I
All right.
rolled a 1.
It's a griffin on the stamp. How
Oh,
interesting.
well, I would just ask Ponder who it's from. I'm not an idiot.
Well, he'd look at it and he says, well, I believe that belongs to one of the inner ministers. That's one of the ministers' seals. So I'm assuming it's from the city. A minister of the city. And I believe a griffin is of House Griffin, so... Which
I
would
don't know
make
who that
sense.
is.
Well, maybe you should read it and find out what it says.
So you've never met Andy? Andy Griffin?
He's in Mayberry.
I open it, it just whistles at me. Thanks, Ponder, for being a dick. Appreciate it.
What?
I wouldn't say that to him, but he was kind of a dick. I asked him a question. He's like, just fucking read it, dude. Okay. I didn't realize Ponder
He
was.
said,
He gets a little self confidence from his buddy Hans and Franz, and it's all
And he
up.
just
He's
walks
fine.
all over him.
excuse me, he said what he knew about it, and then you're like, well, who would this be? And he's like, I don't know, read it.
Sure. Thank you, Ponder.
You're welcome, Hans and Franz.
You want to do some workout tomorrow morning?
I think I've recovered, so yes.
All right. And then I'll go in the dining room.
Sure,
and
yeah. Read it.
See me.
Open this letter.
You
Hi, Rowan.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello,
he's-
Hans and Franz.
He's doing carvings.
What are you carving there?
Oh, it's just some animals from back home.
Is that a squirrel?
Yes, it is. It's a dire squirrel.
Okay. I've never heard of that.
It's the same as a squirrel, just very large.
Are they
And a bunch of demon blood.
are they scary? Do you
Oh no.
do you fight them?
No, some people write them.
Some people what?
Write them.
I'm
Like
not
a
gonna lie. I thought you said write them,
Right, yep.
and I was like, I have no idea what the fuck that even means.
It's a idiom from their village.
No, they just have dire squirrel pen pals.
Turns out
Yeah,
dire squirrels
Archibald.
lead very interesting lives.
Dearest chestnut. Can you imagine a giant dire squirrel named Chestnut?
And it's just sitting
No,
at like a
has a pet
table.
goal.
It's just sitting at a table writing. It's like, when I last wrote you, which was this season, and now as the months grow cold, I must gather
I'm all
more.
out of acorns.
Oh.
The bark on the trees is cold. Anyway, go ahead and keep talking about your squirrels.
Well, we got this letter from somebody from the city. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the mission that they want us to do down in the tunnels.
Oh. Should we read it now?
I don't see why not. No. Open it.
You open it, and it is specifically addressed to your group from somebody who is titled Minister Giles Griffin of the city interior and overseer of the aqueducts. And basically, they are requesting help specifically on behalf of Her Grace, cleaning out monsters located in a specific area of the city. He writes that they have some mages locking up that area, but would urge the group to go within the next few days to take care of the monsters, and that as per your conversation with Her Grace, payment will be varied upon how many monsters you kill and what kind they are. And specifically, he says to write back with when your party believes they will be able to go and fight, and he will get you in contact with the person to lead you down to the restricted area when the time comes, and then it's signed by his name and his official seal, and he has a way of who you're supposed to write to say, yes, we'll do this, and here's when we'll go.
The restrictions section.
So, Rowan, your parents are coming tonight?
Yes.
Tomorrow night.
It should be tonight.
And then we're going to the play tomorrow.
Yes.
So probably the night after that. So we'll
Maybe.
have to do this.
Um.
And maybe you and Nora don't have to come necessarily if you want to stay with your parents. We'll figure it out when everybody gets here.
Yeah. Let's wait and see what everyone else thinks. Because I don't know how long Mama and Papa are going to be here.
Okay.
End
That's
scene.
all we got.
All right, Hans and Franz and Nora, what were you doing after going to the zoo? I believe you were going to go clothes shopping for the
Well,
play.
Hans and
We're
Franz
gonna
was
go to the
going
Fae
to ask if Nora wanted to go to the Fae district. So
I don't see why not.
Okay, I just I wanted to get that multicolored fabric, for those flying sheep.
Oh,
I thought,
I've
I
never
thought you
had
might-
anything of that fabric.
yeah. So, maybe we can. I was told that we could find someone who works with that sort of material in the Fae district.
Well, it sounds like fun.
Okay.
So we'll go and basically search for some sort of Fae tailor.
All right, you go to the Fae district outside of town, and you manage to find there's specifically a street that is called Stitch Lane is what they call it, and it's full of people that work in dyeing like they work in somehow related to the industry of like this material. And there's a lot more people who are tailors where it's like these are custom commissioned orders because of the fact that like most of the stuff is really expensive. But you do know there is at least one shop that basically it's called the Scrap Cap is their name, and they sell like the end pieces of some of these dyed fabrics and they turn them into like smaller, more affordable pieces of fabric and stuff like that. So you can find like maybe some gloves, maybe a scarf, maybe some like garters or just other little small pieces of clothing that are made from like the ends of some of these larger stuff.
Was it a shawl that would like go
like
over your shoulders?
Yeah.
Hans and Franz would probably try to find one of those for Nora.
Okay.
Nora's gonna look. What's the like? What would this fabric be considered in like modern day? Like what would be a similar fabric so that I can relate to it?
It's not specifically most types of the fabric they can make from this wool. So there's options of more of like a satin. There's options of more of like a chiffon, but then there's also variations of it where it's more like a cotton weave. So it's a little bit more wearable. It's more of the dye itself working with this base layer of like wool from the sheep that allows it to take the dye so well. So you can basically get it from a couple different types of fabric. So it just depends on what you want.
And when you said scarves, are they kind of like do they have any more what we would consider like a winter scarf of any sort?
Yeah, there's one that's definitely more heavily wood because the weather's getting colder. They have ones that are more thicker wool. Of a few different colors that shift.
Nora would probably gravitate towards those. She would want to see what different colors they have.
Okay. They have one that shifts from more of like a peach color to a purple color. They have one that shifts from blue to green, and then they have one that shifts from like a pink to a green color.
Okay. She would pick up the first two, the peach to, what did you say, purple?
Yeah.
And then the blue to green, and she would go over to Hans and Franz.
Which one do you like better?
Is this a scarf?
Yeah, it's a scarf.
It's like a long, like green scarf.
Well, I mean, that one kind of reminds me of my own eyes, me and my brother's eyes, so probably the blue and green. But you know that peach to purple, that would probably look really good on you.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the peach to purple one because I mean, I already have a lot of green and I feel like maybe I could use something that's purple.
She's going to just kind of look at the scarf.
I'm going to see how much this is.
She'll go and put the other one back and go and ask how much this scarf is.
All right, let me look at and see what. Okay. Probably for that, it would be 2 gold pieces.
She will hand that over and go ahead and get it.
And you're doing the purple coral one?
The purple the peach to purple one.
Yeah.
She's gonna drape it around her neck and just be like, she'll go back over to Hans and Franz.
I figured since the weather's getting warmer, this one's probably more practical, so I just went with this. But I love the color; it's so pretty.
Yeah, it looks very good. Maybe I was thinking, something to cover your shoulders and arms, like a shawl or something. Probably, maybe we could find one in the same color pattern.
That would be pretty.
She'll look around with him for something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's also like the kind of heavier wool material, or do you want something lighter?
Probably something lighter if she's
Okay.
gonna do this, because she already has the scarf.
All right, you can find one that's a little bit more of like an evening shawl that you would kind of drape over, or you say you had like an off-the-shoulder dress and you wanted it to be more appropriate, like so you would like wear kind of like a slightly opaque sort of chiffon underneath to kind of like hide your cleavage and your shoulders a bit. There's something like that can also be used as like a shawl, and it's closer to a more chiffon material, and it's in the same coral peach color to purple. And that one is probably, because it's a little bit more of an expensive type of fabric, that one is probably 5 gold.
Think.
I think hard as it is, it's very, it very much complements how pretty you are. So good.
She'll blush a little bit and pick it up.
I'll get this one.
And Hazatron is going to grab the blue and green scarf for his brother.
Okay.
So
Nora will pay another 5 gold for the
knock off
shawl.
2 gold.
Sweet. The tailor person is very excited, and they're a little sad when they hand off yours, Nora. They're like, "Oh, I love the sunset color palette." But
It's just pretty. I don't have a lot of stuff that's purple because right now it's a lot of greens and a little bit of pink here, but purple is one of my favorite colors. So,
and she's gonna look around just for a moment. Are there any smaller accessory type of things that she could potentially get for Rowan so they could match?
Like clothing wise?
Like a handkerchief.
Just something
A
small.
bolo tie, an ascot, whatever.
Let me see. I gotta think of.
I'm just trying to think of if Rowan were to wear clothing, what would he wear?
I'm trying to let me give me a. Oh, no, there is one. There is a hat.
I was going to ask about a hat.
A hat.
There is a hat that has the hat itself is not color changing. It is just kind of a nice rich brown color leather, but the feathers in it are multicolor. These ones shift from a purple to blue, though. They're not the orange to purple.
The problem is she knows that Rowan would be wearing the hat of disguise for the play. So she's like, I just want the feathers.
You could certainly buy it and just pull the feathers out of it.
Yeah.
How much is the hat?
The hat probably would be 5 gold too.
She's gonna go ahead and take it. She'll buy it. And she is going to turn to Hans and Franz, and she'll put the hat on his head.
Okay.
You did say you wanted a hat.
Yeah, I was hoping for, kind of more color shifting. But, I mean, this is kind of comfy.
It looks very nice on you.
No, thank you.
The person says, if you want a hat that actually is color shifting, I do have one made out of a trimmed velvet that is more expensive than that one, than the feather ones. But it shifts from blue to blue to green.
Would there be one that maybe is more of a honey color?
Like a just solid goldish color, or like that?
Kind of like a yellow
amber?
To bronze, or yellow to amber.
Yeah. He probably wouldn't have a gold one because of sumptuary laws, but yeah, he probably could have something that's in that more orangey amber honey color that shifts if you want. Like that's the trimming on it and stuff like that. So you could probably get a more velvet looking hat.
Yeah, just a simple cap.
Okay, yeah. You can
Nora's gonna take the
7
hat she
gold.
bought and pick the feathers out of it, so that way she can have them for her brother.
Mm-hmm.
How much is the cap, honey?
7 gold.
Okay.
Because it's got the velvet trimming on it.
Yeah.
And there's other accessories in here. Like you have like picture when you go to Runfest and they have the little purses, they have the little combs, they have the feather fans and all that stuff. But
Stuff that makes you feel fancy.
yes.
Oh, I feel like I should get something for Una. She's the only one we haven't thought of here.
She's gonna look around, and then she'll come to
something kind of
there...
forest colors,
yeah,
green and brown maybe.
I wonder if maybe there's some sort of
She's gonna look around for hair accessories.
Yeah, you can do that. There's a few that are multicolored crystals, which specifically that gemstones and natural stones and quartz are very popular for Fae jewelry, and specifically you've seen people do armor out of it, Sam. So you can find some. They have them in all different kinds of colors. So whatever color you want.
Well, what do you think would look nice against her red hair? Maybe we'll go with Oh, let's see. Do you think either a blue or a green?
Probably a green.
Green?
She'll look for a green one.
Okay, and so they have either hairpins, they have clips, or they have just like a little barrette.
She'll go with a clip.
Okay, you can easily
Barrette.
find one. A barrette. That'll be
How much is
that'll be 3 gold.
3.
Alrighty.
Big spenders. And Una's
Oh, yeah.
dropping like 4,000 gold on a dress. No, I'm kidding, not that much.
4,000.
No. It's at least how much did you spend on it? Like 100 or
$4
so?
million.
Was it
I'm at
400?
400 gold right now.
Yeah,
Why was it
because
400?
of the rush. She's
Yeah.
like basically
I
paying
paid
everyone
200
overtime
gold just to get that assistant.
and
it's
front of the
200
line
gold for her
priority.
and material.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's like, I'm sure it makes sense. I was just like, wow, was it really?
Honey, what's the custom or regarding gift giving? Like, is there do people wrap gifts, or is it more so you just hand someone a gift?
For the Bendaya, you just, well,
Well, no, I mean, but I've been living in
sure.
regular culture for 13 years.
I'm
So-
sorry, what? Regular culture, brother?
Yeah. Yeah.
he's converting.
No, it's like common culture. Like the Bendaya is a unique culture. But all these like schmoes that are just normal.
Just stop. Well, you can.
All right.
What are the customs of the non-Bendayan gift giving?
Yeah.
They probably wrap them.
Okay. Hans and Franz had asked the shopkeep if he has like a gift wrap.
All
For the
right,
scarf.
they can do that.
Excellent.
Nora would want to get that done too for the stuff she got for
Women's-
Rowan and Una.
Okay.
She buys the hat, pulls out the feathers, like, can you wrap this?
She wouldn't have pulled it out right away. She probably would be like, "Yeah, the hat box," because she wouldn't want to destroy the hat or hurt the hat. It's a very
Yeah, you
good
could get a
quality
hat
hat.
box. Yeah, you could get a hat box.
I will say that Hans and Franz needs to get something suitable to wear to the play as well. And we don't need to go over this, but just how much it costs. He needs to get like a set of nice outfits to wear for like when he has meetings with Rihanna and stuff.
Okay. How many sets of clothing does he want?
I don't know, how much room do I have in my trunk at the guild?
Probably enough for like 3 sets of clothes on top of whatever you have now. So
Sure, that.
Did you go to the forest and get the trunk upgrade quest?
Oh shit.
You should have gone and gotten that inventory upgrade.
Well,
That's like number 1.
I didn't think I needed the giant wallet, so I wasn't gonna go.
You have to first defeat one of the legendary beasts in the Faine Hills.
Yeah, that's how you get the backpack. It adds like a whole extra row of inventory
God dang
space.
it! I got the fanny pack of justice. It was that.
Oh.
Oh, that thing sucks.
That's like new kid stuff.
Yeah, I'd love it.
I would say if you want stuff that's fine, it's like 15 gold. If you want stuff that is not commoner and more of like a merchant outfit, you could probably it'd be 5 gold a piece.
Well, I guess.
So 15 gold for 3 above peasant outfits, but
Well,
not like super fine clothes.
What's gonna be appropriate for the play? Whatever that's gonna be
Merchant.
separate.
Yeah, merchant's clothes. That would be 5 gold pieces.
Okay. And then another 15, because like I want something that's gonna like equivocate to the niceness of going to hang out with Lady Rhiannon.
Oh, so you want to look like an ambassador. That would be a 15 gold piece outfit, because that's fine clothing. But, you
That's
know, you only have to
per
wear that
set?
to visit. Yes, of fine clothes.
So if I want like 3 of those, it's 45 gold plus the 5 gold for the thing.
Yeah. But I mean, do you need 3 different sets of fine clothes? I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but
I don't know. Is Rhiannon always wearing the same thing when we see her?
no.
Yeah.
Standard NPC behavior.
Shit. I don't know.
It's really up
I would
to Tom.
ask whoever I go to get the outfit made.
Okay.
I think you would probably want at least 2 different sets of clothes to go see Rhiannon, so you're not wearing the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Probably 4 shirts
then-
and 2 pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix and
That's
match.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
gives you
then-
like 2 weeks worth of outfits.
So that's 30. There you go. 30 gold. And you know, like, but she's a noble. Like, you're just going as like a language
Yeah, and I've got
teacher.
95
ambassador.
platinum. So
Okay, fine.
I
Okay.
so I'm gonna drop.
I've got deep pockets.
I'm
Don't
gonna
tell
drop-
me.
I will spend, whatever, 50 gold. Is that what the total would come to then?
For 50 gold, you'd get 3 fine sets of clothing, and then you would get 1 merchant level set of clothing that you could wear to the play. Or if
Okay.
you just wanted to not be wearing your adventuring gear and be a little fancy.
I mean, and one thing too is that it all has to go with my cloak, but it's black.
Yes.
So whatever.
Man in black.
All right, 50 gold taken off my character
Hey.
sheet. Done.
For some fancy ass outfits.
Yeah.
Did you guys have anything else you wanted to do for clothing wise or stuff like that? Shopping, anything before? This is for the 3 of you that are here before your parents show up.
I think after like getting these like fancier things that are color shifting, Nora would be a little inspired and feel really good because she's finally like treating herself. So she would ask,
Do you think we could maybe stop by one of the other tailors just so I could get maybe some pieces to go with this? Right now, I just have all the stuff that my mom's helped me made.
Yeah, we go wherever you want, of course.
so we would go to another one of the clothing shops in town probably.
Would you
Whatever
go
close
to?
by.
Would you? There's a
Get
few in the
our
Fae district.
measurements taken by a legit tailor, and
She would just want to see like a, kind of like a more simple dress, maybe some nicer like shirts and skirts and stuff, like very similar to the style she currently has, just in colors that would complement the stuff she just bought.
Sure. You could probably do that, and it's kind of the same thing I was posing to Andrew. Common clothes are like 5 silver, but that's like what an average worker who
it's
you know,
non-Fae
the-
common clothes.
Well, the Fae there are still people in the Fae who don't always dress super nice. Like, there's not as wealthy a Fae, but like,
Mhm.
if you want to wear stuff where it's more like merchant clothing level, it'd be 5 gold an outfit. But that would be more of like a step above, and it would be a little bit nicer, not quite as simplistic as what you currently have. But it's not as fancy as like the fine clothes, you know?
I think she would maybe get like a shirt, a skirt, and a dress that are a little bit more of like the merchant quality, and then she would maybe get like some simple shirts that she could wear with the skirt she already has.
Okay.
So
Probably
They have outfits with a kilt.
let's say 12 gold for all of those.
okay.
And you want another kilt, babe?
Do the Fae do kilts?
It's not specifically a type of clothing that they have ready made, but if you commissioned it and showed them what you had, they probably
Hey,
make-
can you do this?
Just like
This is a kilt. You know, it's kind of like a dress, but it has pockets.
it has pockets. The tailor is like, I've never made one before, but I probably could with a bit of sense. It has pockets, you say.
What is this
And the-
revolutionary design in clothing that you've presented to me?
If you let me,
We'll definitely do
borrow-
this for men's clothing, but never for women's clothing.
No, the Fae have pockets for women's clothing. They're a much more egalitarian society.
Yay!
The person's like, do you have if you let me borrow that for a minute to sketch it out, I could probably make you one, and I can give you another set of pants to wear in the meantime.
Oh, okay. I don't really think that Officer Hughes would like me walking around the city without my kilt on.
No, and it'll only take me a few minutes to draft out a kilt. So I just want to. He basically gives you a set of pants to wear, and then he takes the kilt from you, and then he starts like making like a tracing pattern so he can kind of like get the cuts right and stuff like that. And then after like 20 minutes, he gives you your kilt back.
While he's wearing the pants, he's like moving his legs around.
I don't know how brother wears these things. So constricting. I mean,
he's just like bending over and touching his toes.
Nora just kind of laughs a little bit.
Lifting his knees up like,
this is so... I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Why do you think I wear this all the time? And she's just like flowing her little like her long ankle skirt that she's got on.
I know, it makes so much sense. It's like, non-restrictive. Pants are just making no sense.
Is there anything else you guys were gonna do before your parents arrive?
Nothing Nora has to do. She just wanted to splurge on a little bit of fabric, clothing.
Okay.
For you, Hansen's will be like that, like upper, like fine type.
Okay.
More like clothing that you would wear to events or social things, rather than like his, kilt that is enchanted for combat situations, and his, like he's trying to get a more social outfit, basically.
Okay, if for you to have another set, it would be the same thing. It would be like 5 gold pieces, where it's more merchant level. It's not super noble clothing, but it's merchant
it would
level.
be nonsense to.
So probably 5 gold a set of that with your kilts and whatever, and shirts and everything else. 5 gold a set. So.
Okay, so I'll get
whatever.
2 sets
how many?
then.
Okay, so 10 gold.
Yeah, we have a wand of prestidigitation, right?
I also have prestidigitation.
Yeah, so 2 sets is fine.
Good.
Easy cleaning.
Bring it to the cleaners. You mean Rowan?
Hey, Rowan, I need this dry cleaned.
Okay.
I have the wand of
Zing,
mending
zing.
too, so if you get tears, I can fix it.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. See?
We're gonna
good.
start a clothing shop. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
That's a great retirement plan.
Yeah,
Dry
I
cleaner.
fought gods and wrestled bears and stuff like that. Took out a couple of giants.
How do you
Now
think
I
I
just run
managed to
a
get all
clothing
these
shop.
blood stains out?
Yeah. I just run a clothing shop for adventurers.
I love
It's
it.
like a rent. And be like, oh, you need to just go to this fancy evening? Okay, it'll cost you 2 gold. Rent it out for the night.
It's the
No.
best retirement plan.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
It's like rent the runway. Okay. Well, I think for expedience sake, we'll say it is getting close to when your parents are going to be arriving. So let's just say you guys are all at the Merchants Guild waiting around. It's close to dinner time. Y'all reconvened. You've ordered your clothes. Una, I don't know how late are you staying? Are you going to come meet her parents with them? Like come back for dinner? Or are you going to... Because
She's just
Sigourney
gonna
and...
work, man. That's all she's gonna do. She's gonna pretty much just do what you can to make it go faster and fix any hems or that kind of stuff while things are dying. And
This workaholic over here.
Yeah.
she wants to make sure it's done. Like that's the biggest thing. Is
This
just making
isn't America, girl. Just take your
like,
time.
I'll take a point of exhaustion if it means that like it is done or ready, even if Una's just sitting there like watching it, just to make sure like the right colors and stuff happen.
You will work through dinner with those two then. And sweet. All right.
Wait, do I know that we're going to play tomorrow?
I think they told you
Yeah.
when you came back for
Yeah,
the
we all
night.
talked about it.
Then Una will try to think of an outfit for her to use with disguise self, so she doesn't have to buy one. We're gonna burn some spells. She'll probably find a dress that'll closely represent, like be close to Nora's, just not quite as elegant. More like a peasant version or a servant version.
Okay. Well then, you guys are sitting around at dinner. Una has not showed up. But you're waiting.
Yeah. When I was out with Nora today, we found something that I thought you might like.
And he's going to slide this simply wrapped package across the table to his brother.
You brought me. Is this like haul stuff? It's very thoughtful of you, brother.
Open it. Tear the paper.
Yeah.
Tear the paper.
Okay. I'll open it up.
And it's a scarf that shifts between blue and green.
Like from one end to the other, or just like at random?
It's more of like depending on where you're holding it with the lighting that hits it. So under certain lighting, it looks green. And then when you like move it and it becomes more in shade or more illuminated, it changes to blue.
Very nice, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll put it on.
There we go.
Nora's looking around, not seeing Una, and she looks a little sad.
I was hoping to see Una tonight, but I suppose I can give you your gift now, Rowan.
And she'll go ahead and take the hat box and slide it to him carefully.
What is this?
Oh,
It's a box.
got you something when we were out and about today. I assume we'll probably be wearing your hat tomorrow, so you might look a little different, but we can make this work somehow, I'm sure.
Open it. Super excited, and just immediately put it on. Just on top of my tree ponytail.
Just balancing.
How does it
looks
look?
very nice on you. Looks
Where
very
are the
very
feathers?
They're in there. She hasn't taken them out.
Yeah.
They're still on the hat. Oh, I see.
No.
Okay.
Well, and also remember, the hat of disguise can look like anything. So you can make it look like a ribbon. You can make it look like a little leaf, hairpin, anything.
So I think, I normally keep it as sort of like a leaf brooch type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my plan was, after Nora said that she got me the hat, is do whatever with the hat of disguise and then wear the hat on top of it.
Hat on hat on hat.
Yes.
There
I'll
you
wear
go.
3 hats if I need to.
Well, it gets you guys kind of are waiting, and then you know that you hear the 1:45 bell, and you know that the boat's arriving at 6. So you guys make your way to the docks to go meet them on the boat. And essentially you arrive on the docks outside the large Dokro River, which is the river you came down on originally, and when you all met before you went into the woods to save the Guildmaster's son. The sun is getting very low in the sky. There's several boats unloading their wares, and scanning around the workers, you eventually spot a looming human man with dark beige skin wearing plain working clothes and a dark blue vest. Although physically fit, gray hair intertwines with thick black curls tied into a ponytail, and he has some wrinkles around his eyes.
Is he like Full Metal Alchemist, Master's husband, huge? Like just.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's he has around his hip an axe tied, and his body is kind of tense and eyes alert. He has a very firm face, but you suppose it is handsome. And with another glance, you notice that, for those of you who haven't seen him before, he has a rounded nose and freckles that dot around his nose and cheeks that resemble Nora's features, except for he has blue-green eyes. Beside him, a tall, slender elf woman with skin a more golden beige color and large eyes and very long hair with a shade more vibrant burgundy than Nora's stands next to him. She also has freckles and looks more like Nora's older sister than mother. She has pointy ears and the willowy build that you would associate with a full elf, and is dressed in fitted pants over a tunic and wearing she has the same eye color as Nora, though, where it's like the purple and blue. She's scanning around the area, and all of a sudden, Nora and Rowan, like, she crosses and sees you, and a bright smile graces her face. And she gently turns her husband to head towards you. And the rest of you see this very stoic, kind of like gruff-looking, tense man turn and see Nora and Rowan, and just his stoic features break into an absolutely adoring smile, and he just runs over to engulf both of them in a hug.
Nora's just instantaneously like, Mama, Papa! She just runs.
And he literally runs over Nora, and he picks you up, and Rowan, he tries to pick you up, knowing he really can't, but he tries anyway because you're taller than him. And he kisses you both on the cheek and calls you my Lanis, which basically in your language is basically like my darlings. So, and he kisses you, and you can see his eyes are watering a bit, and then he like looks you both over, like, there are any new scars? Are you okay? Are you eating? Are you healthy? And then you just see he looks very happy that there's nothing, no missing limbs or anything. Your mother walks over and is shaking her head a little bit at him, and then kisses you both on the cheek and gives you more of a gentle hug and looks you over. And she's like, Rowan, you've grown more, I swear, and you have such lovely new carvings. Nora, you look lovely as ever. And just is like, so happy to see both of you.
Was the ride here okay? You guys do okay over on the ship?
And you can tell that Nora's like extraordinarily nervous. She's like, her hands are kind of like she's fidgeting and stuff.
It was raining a few of the one of the days, so we mostly stayed under with the rest of the merchandise, but otherwise it was fairly smooth. Your father didn't really enjoy the waters during that, and your papa shakes his head. He's like, it was fine. It wasn't that bad. He's like, but you two, tell me about how you're doing. I've missed you so much. Remember, you can come home if you really want to. It's okay. And she's just like they're shush, like you must tell us about your adventures.
We may come visit home at some point soon. We do have some friends that we would like to introduce you to.
Oh,
Nora's gonna take Papa's hand and kind of do like the slow like drag over. Excited child.
We're just flexing. Like, hey, big man, how's it going? No.
We both slowly stand up and immediately just and our shirts just explode at us.
Like Armstrong and Master's husband.
Yep.
Just
yes.
Boom.
Is that really what you're doing?
No,
I'm not.
No, you see this this upper middle-aged man like walk over to you, and a very much
question now.
Yes.
What kind of axe does he have if it's tied around his waist? I was very
just like a felling axe. Like it's just a small axe.
He's a lumberjack.
Will that be more like a hand axe? Like if it's a felling axe.
Okay, yeah, a hand axe.
Never mind.
Why?
Or you think it's similar to mine?
No, I was being a smartass because he has an axe tied around his waist.
Yeah, just like axe belt.
Yeah.
Oh. No. Anyway, no, Hans and Franz, you see these two people that you can tell. It's interesting because I don't know what you pictured in your mind, but Nora definitely has some of her dad's features, especially with her nose and more of her soft face and the freckles. But the mom, she looks like Nora's older sister. She doesn't look like she would be her mother.
Well,
but she's a full elf.
Notions of people, so
I didn't catch the height on her dad. Is he like,
he's
much taller than Nora, or?
He is. He's probably closer to 6'1".
Okay, and
their mom is tall too. She's more of like
tall and slender.
Yeah, she's a little bit taller than Nora.
So Nora's like in between them both, just.
Nora is shorter than mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Nora, you're closer to 5 feet, right?
She's 5'6".
5'6".
Yeah, and her mom's 5'8".
Mom's 5'8". She's like only slightly shorter than her mom.
Got it.
Nora, Mama, Papa, Rowan.
Yep.
So yeah, Hans and Franz, like seeing Nora like dragging this man over would, kind of step up and say, "Hello, sir. We are Hans and Franz. We are friends of Nora and Rowan, and we adventure with them. We work together." And he'll present his hand to clasp arms.
He'll clasp arms with you, and you can tell he's measuring your strength and kind of giving you like a discerning look, like
I
don't know how I feel.
when he comes at me.
I don't know how I feel about you with being around my children, but he's like, a pleasure. My name is Callum, and I am very happy that my children have made such good friends in the city.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, Hans and Franz gives him that firm muscle flex sort of thing. He's meeting his pressure, not trying to exceed it. Just
sure,
mostly because he can't exceed it.
Watch yourself. Probably just as strong as this man, if not stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to ask such an odd questions to known your children for so long, but what is I don't think we know your last names.
They laugh and they're like, we don't really have last names, but that's more of a noble, like a high fae thing to do. You can just call us Lyra and Callum.
Oh, it was very nice to meet you, Lyra and Callum.
Yes, hello.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mom shakes your hands as well, and basically
I do have something that I want to do.
Yes.
When I saw them, when I saw Rowan and Nora take off running over to him, I will reach into my pack.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull out a small thing of flowers that I picked that morning while I was out working out, and I'll give them to my brother. I'll be like, brother, give these to Lyra or to Una's, to Nora's mom when they come over.
Why don't you do it? You picked these.
Just say them from us.
Okay, sure.
So after doing having the flowers behind my back and shaking Callum's hand, he'll say,
"Hello, Lyra. Here, these are for you. These are from my brother and me."
Oh, how sweet! And she'll look at them and start inspecting the flowers in them and kind of saying, Nora, do you remember what these are used for?
She's gonna look at them. Would Nora know?
Yeah, they're common wildflowers, and you can list off all the various things in them, and you're like, they're used for this property, and
Yeah, she'll just go down the line of all of the different uses that she can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure after a minute she'd probably be like, "Oh, I could swear there's another one." And she'll just try to she looks at her mom I am so sorry.
Your mom,
it's the nerves getting to her.
Your mom kind of shakes her head, and she's like, I didn't mean to stress you out in front of your friends, sweetie. It's all right. I'm glad to know that you're still keeping up with your herbology. And basically says, no, I don't know about you, but I am definitely famished and would love to eat. And I'm very excited to see what this city has to offer and hear about what you all have been doing in more details since we've seen you last.
Well, I suppose we could just go back and get some food. We haven't really eaten anywhere outside of the guild and maybe a few of the taverns in town, but I'm sure we could find somewhere really good.
She'll look to the rest of the group.
Give me 1 second.
Do you have any ideas?
And I'll be like, you guys go sit down and hold on. I'll go talk to Ponda. He'll probably have an idea.
Okay.
Well, you guys are on the docks right now, so you have to go back.
We're at the docks.
Oh.
we can walk back to the guild.
Yeah.
And then do that.
I'll go ahead.
How far
of
are the
everybody.
docks from the guild?
Not that far, probably 2 blocks. It's
Can you,
pretty far.
can you do the city map?
Well, they got a hotel, right? We acquired Nora
Oh
and
yeah, I
Rowan
suppose we could just go eat there.
I mean, they have probably luggage of some sort, so
go drop that off and ask
Yeah, exactly.
where the best place in town to get food would be.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys go get them settled in the rooms, and I will ask the maitre d' or whatever. I don't know.
Of the hotel,
We'll go do that. We will take them to their room.
The maitre d' basically says that, well, we have some simple things for. No, actually, with their.
No, I want
This
to find
hotel-
someplace like nice in town that we can go sit down and eat.
They kind of ask like what kind of food you want and blah da 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 da,
I'll
and
say
they
they're
give you.
from the Fey realm, and or they're Fey people, and I have no fucking idea.
Well, then I don't really know of any restaurants specifically in the Fey district, but I do know that there is a street specifically called Plum Street that is full of restaurants. You could go there. And he gives directions like to which street it is in the Fey district, but he's like, that's quite a walk. That's on the other side of town.
I mean, just
If you
something
want-
nice. I don't care.
Doesn't matter how far it
Maybe
is.
it's more of a deal than needs to be listed. I just want a nice
You can
restaurant.
find something. You can go to Plum Street and find a Fey restaurant.
Well, I don't
and
want
blot it
something
up.
close, something. It's whatever.
Oh,
So I don't
well,
think we
there's-
want to like.
Eat some fresh fish, some good
Any place that
fries.
has vegetarian options.
Yeah, that's one thing that I would.
Okay. You
That's
can
right.
go to
Fish
he
is-
gives
If it's this high end of hotel, I would imagine there would be very nice restaurants very near here. Otherwise, why would you?
Yes.
you
Well,
know.
you said they were Fey, so that's why he's like, well, I don't know specifically,
Yeah,
but probably.
and that's why I was
Fey
like,
is-
I don't know, just whatever's very good
Okay.
and very near.
There's a place close by. We'll call it Charlie's Pot, and you can get food from there.
That
Chuck pot.
sounds terrible.
No, I'm joking. We'll call it the full cauldron or something like that. And it's got really good food. It's like 5 blocks from here.
Do they have any Michelin
Perfect.
stars?
Those don't
Who is-
exist.
Who is Michelin, and what are his stars?
Michelin
Stars
was a
on them.
wizard who
Ah.
literally created stars hundreds
Whoa.
of years ago.
And he was also really big into food.
Yeah.
Here's
So
a
if you
foodie.
did really good, he created a star above your restaurant.
No, you can easily find a restaurant to go to. You can find the full cauldron and go eat dinner, and they have pretty nice food there. I would say probably for everything it'd be like 10 silver. I'd say 10 silver for all of
I
it.
will go
Probably-
ahead and pay for that.
Well, I was gonna say I would try and go there first, like get ahead of the group, and I would request like a bit of like a private area, not necessarily a room, but just like kind of like a corner that we can make our own kind of thing. And I would ask them to bring like a really good Fey wine, because I'm sure that Fey wine exists. If it doesn't,
Yep, it
that's
does.
fine.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, so I'd get like a good couple of bottles of like very good Fey wine, and then I would just like, I don't know how you do it, but you know, if it's just like just kind of keep bringing food out kind of thing, and make sure that at least, since I don't know anything about her parents, at least half of it's vegetarian. I don't know.
They're full vegetarian, so yeah, go ahead.
So
But yeah,
3 and 3, or whatever, and then I would slide them 2 platinum pieces to just kind of like keep the service on point and to make sure that we have a good time.
the barmaid's like, do you mean to give me that much money?
I mean, yeah, I just gave it to you.
What, sir, you will have the best experience of your life tonight with this dinner service. I promise you. And basically just she like claps and is like kind of motions to the wait staff to like get over there, and you can see her start like instructing them, like, that table, make sure they get everything they want. If they look just slightly discomfortable, one of you needs to get over there and check on what they want.
Oh, I can't wait to make things uncomfortable for everybody. The waiters will just be like,
Now here's the thing. Hopefully they don't overcompensate and end up interrupting every conversation we have to check if we have enough water. Don't do that.
Well, they shouldn't interrupt at all. They should just come over and top them off.
Yeah, so you can do that, and you guys arrive for dinner, and it's whatever you want to talk about. They want to hear about your adventures and stuff. You can see that your dad is a little anxious. Well, it depends on how do you talk about how much do you disclose of what you've been doing?
Well,
That's a good question.
You did what with my daughter?
no, Nora wouldn't necessarily want to get into the super dangerous stuff, so probably would leave the fight within the aqueducts out of this.
Well, the fight in
That
the
is not even
aqueducts,
the
the
most
combat
dangerous
with
thing.
the dog people, the harpies,
We'll talk
A
about
nightmare.
the travels that we've had and the
Yeah.
places that we've gone, maybe.
I
we
would
can't
totally,
talk about the bandits.
Since we were instructed beforehand on what not to say, I would totally be like,
Nora will just constantly shoot you a look of don't talk about that, don't talk about
Okay.
that.
So first of all, Sam, have Nora roll me a deception check, and Hans and Franz, you roll me an insight check. Specifically, Andrew's Hans.
She is not deliberately saying that they didn't do things. She is just leaving it out by omission.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Hans
it's
and
still
Franz.
deception, yeah.
deceit
Yeah.
by omission.
Hold on.
What do you want
insight,
Andrew to roll?
15.
Okay, that's not bad. 17.
Okay, so
Roll
with
the
her deception,
16.
you can tell Hans and Franz that she's clearly telegraphing and leaving out a lot of the juicy details. And you were like, maybe there's a reason she's doing that, but I don't know. Whether or not he chooses to care about that, that is totally up to you. But you can tell that Nora is specifically leaving out all of the really juicy stuff, and it's deliberate.
He probably would start telling stuff, and then he'd be like, "Oh wait," and then he'd be really confused, and then later that night he'd be like, "What the fuck is going
Nora's
on?"
just got this exact that grin you have of if he finds out about this, I just have to keep this grin because he won't be able to get mad at me with this face on. I'm too cute. Don't be mad at me, Dad.
So actually, question: who's all drinking the Fey wine?
Nora would not.
Hans and Franz.
Rowan would not.
Okay. Your parents will drink it, so you guys make a con. Everyone make con checks for me.
Con check or con save?
Con.
Save?
Yeah, probably a save.
Because it's save against poison. Wow.
Ooh, 11.
We rolled low, brother. A 12
So-
for Josh.
Okay. After drinking a couple glasses of it, you know that Fey wine has a tendency to kind of be stronger than regular wine, and it sneaks up on you guys a little bit. So I would say you're buzzed, and you can tell that Lyra is also buzzed as well. Your dad, Callum, seems completely fine.
This does not surprise
sounds
me
right.
at all.
Oh right, I am just in the right mindset to be like, "Oh, yeah." Then there was the time when Nora saved us with the plant spell and stopped all the dog people. That was pretty awesome.
Dog
Yeah,
people.
or when she turned into a bear in the,
Yeah, that
in the
was pretty
sewers and
amazing.
fought Lou and slapped him in the face.
Yeah, your daughter's
Nora's just
pretty
hiding
amazing.
her head in her hands a little bit of I can't believe that they're saying all this right now.
And your
Lyra-
son Rowan is, just look at him. He's a bear in his own right in battle.
Well, what
You're-
about
you're
that time that you and I raced? Nora turned into a horse, and then you had Sureblood, and we raced. That was fun.
So Lyra is sweetie, you turned into a bear. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. You always
Nora
so
gives that
with your
sheepish nod of
animals.
I did. Don't be mad at me.
Your mom is super kind of super proud and giggly and drinking more wine, and then she's like, you did a horse race? Your dad is a bear? Battle. What kind? Wait, why were you in
Things.
battle? And then also so you turned her into a horse and let one of them ride you? And she's like, it's fine, Callum. They're having fun. It's all right. Can we have more Fey wine, please? This is so good.
Yeah, the dog men were attacking bird people, and Nora stopped them. They couldn't go anywhere. It was very easy to beat them.
I used Entangle, Mama.
Oh, that is such a fun spell. I tell you what, I tricked some little, It was back in my days before I settled down. There was this really obnoxious Fey boy from, I think it was the spring court, and he just would not leave me alone. So one time I got him trapped in Entangle and then, left him to a bunch of dire squirrels who were hungry. But, nothing bad happened. You just got a little scraped up.
Right.
And
The dire squirrels attacked Rowan. You said that.
Dire
Nice.
squirrels attack people? They eat people?
No, some do in the Fey realm, not the ones where not all of them. And
I only ever met a tame dire squirrel. So that's all I know.
Mm-hmm. And Callum's kind of patting his wife's hand, like, honey, stop giving details of stuff. But she's like, no, you didn't tangle and you're fighting things. Oh, this is exactly what I did when I was younger. I'm so proud of you two. I'm glad you're safe. Still be safe. I would die if something happened to one of you. Please don't do that. But I'm so happy that you're having adventures. And Callum's like, oh my God, I thought they were just transporting goods. Oh, I'm so anxious about this.
We saved a little boy. We escorted some merchants. Nora cleansed the pool.
Yeah, Rowan's been by
holy
his side
water.
the whole time. He always makes sure she's okay. But usually it's because of Nora that we're okay, because she's got, some healing and stuff. And she's got
she has that bear
golden
spirit
that she brings up. Yeah.
And there's this horse with the horn, a single horn. It's
a unicorn.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
what was that?
A unicorn.
But there's no corn.
No, horn, not corn.
What?
Yeah, but it's a unicorn.
Oh, but there's no corn. It's a unicorn.
Yeah, but the corn stands. It's ancient.
What, the cornucopia? That would be like
Hebrewish.
a curled.
It means
Corn means horn?
Yep.
During this, Rowan, your papa leans over to you and he's like, "Is it really this dangerous, or is it the Feywind talking?"
It's not so dangerous. We're okay, Papa. I promise.
And then there was the nightmare.
He kind of pats your hand, Rowan, and he's like, "I don't want to lose either of you, so please be careful." But I'm glad that
brother, you handled the nightmare all on your own.
Yeah, I did. That's true. That was pretty. I just wanted to mention it because it was pretty awesome.
This is totally like bringing friends home and the kids don't want to say anything because I'm just happy that I'm with my mom and dad, and then the friends are like, oh my God, your kids are so cool.
Rowan once did a 65-second keg stand. It was fucking
no.
I saw him smoke an entire eat an entire
he took a joint
pan of
the
edible.
size of my thumb down in 2 hits. It was in fucking insane.
I don't know how he does it. He doesn't even have lungs.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Oh gosh, it's just a bladder in there.
Oh my God.
But, I will ask.
Yes.
So, Larry, you said you did a lot of adventure when you were a kid. Did you go travel around the area as well? Is Nora and Rowan kind of following in your footsteps?
Many ways, yes. I'm actually originally from the Fey realm. Sort of wandered around between the Fehal tribes and also then through all the different areas of the courts. Had quite a few bit of fun times, got into trouble, and then ended up coming here and meeting this handsome young man. And she kind of taps and your dad's hand and then squeezes his thigh, and she's like, and we've been together ever since.
So
and he's like, honey,
So
you're getting touchy-feely.
Callum, right?
Yes.
So Callum, I don't know where you guys are originally from, but have you always been a woodsman? Because I think that's kind of what Rowan and Nora had said.
Yes, and he's grateful to kind of have a break from talking about the meeting and then also his children fighting monsters, and is like, yes, I grew up I grew up always, and my father was a woodsman and lumber lumberjack, and I've carried on the tradition and plan to for many more years. Nora, Rowan, give me an insight check.
Oh no.
It's classic Rowan. I got a 6.
Okay.
What's my insight? +3. Okay, 21.
Okay. As he says, planning on doing it for many more years, you can kind of see your mom have a look on her face like, but she hides it pretty well. You just caught it because you know her mannerisms pretty well.
Hey, Mama?
Nora would notice. She would say something.
Yes, I think maybe just more wine. Throat's a bit dry. And kind of gives you like a look of like, I'll talk about it with you later. And like, and you know what that means. And she says, you should tell them about how we met. And then he's like, no, let's not talk about that story.
Let's tell the story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We haven't heard it in a long time.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, I've never heard it, but a good romance story is always fun to hear.
Basically, it kind of goes back and forth between the two of them talking about how they met, and she was somebody who had moved into their village, and they were looking for a very skilled herbalist who was more familiar with exotic fae plants, and it was kind of very annoying because sometimes like when there's like a new full elf person in town, there was a lot of like annoying people who were like, please marry me, because it's like a new face, and she's like, no,
So it's like,
no, I'm not ever getting
I'm
married.
Faye, I'm an herbalist, and I'm new in town.
I'm new in town. Yes. And she basically talks about how he was the only one that just was nice to her and like came in, and you know, he would randomly give her little plants or something he found when he was out cutting woods or whatever, cutting trees down. And after like 2 years, he finally had the courage to like ask her out, and she said yes. And then they got married not that long afterwards, and then the rest is history.
That's a very sweet story. So
What about either of you two? I want to know how you met my beautiful children.
that's how you two met. Wow, we were brothers.
Well, he was born, then I was born.
We were born together.
Yeah. While we were new in town and we had done the job escorting a barge down river. I can't remember. Did we meet you guys on the barge, or was it until we got to the gate?
You met him in White Tree on the barge.
Yeah, we met him in White Tree on the barge. Doing just kind of a bit of protection, but it wasn't really needed.
Guard work, yeah.
Yeah, and then we got to the guild hall here, and we got asked. Oh well, we were sitting down collecting pay and just kind of, eating dinner and whatnot.
The guildmaster's daughter rushed in a panic, and her brother had been kidnapped by what they call them, quicklings or something, darklings, something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got
both of them grow still. They're like, those are very nasty types of creatures that sometimes are around the woods where we live as well.
Yeah,
I've got pants made out of the ones that disappear and reappear.
You mean and Callum is like,
no, not of the quicklings. They had there were some wild animals that were
like these dogs
jumping around
and
blink dogs.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
and,
they were, kind of looked like pets or something of the quicklings.
Darklings.
Oh, sure, yeah. And we followed them back to a swamp, and there was this
this thing's called a hag.
Yeah, like magical lady who
she was gonna kill him.
I think she was gonna eat him.
Yeah, and then we jumped in, and you kids were amazing. And my brother and I
was useless that day.
Yeah, it wasn't until
anything.
The magic lady, I got the good running start and got a good couple hits in.
Oh yeah, brother. It was a
But yeah, when we got to when we got to her hut, it was this big kind of tree thing.
Yeah, except the home was under the tree.
Yeah.
Up in the branches.
Was it? I can't remember. Was it Nora and who else that like they cast all the spells and just killed everybody before the 3 melee people could even like get up in range?
Yeah, it was.
We had Ashley and
Ashley was a
Alan.
ranger though.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, she could.
And Alan was
she
a
could
monk.
Use her arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then because
Well,
Felix
there's
only
also
does
Felix
sneak
was
attack.
there.
Yeah, I think it was all like ranged, and I think with Nora's spells is what really kind of clenched it over. And you got was casting spells, and by the time Rowan and my brother were able to get up there, everything was taken care of pretty much.
But then we got in the house, and this guy, and I pat my brother on the back. He really, put the blade to that hag.
And then we got the boy back, and
we've
then
been
we've been
working for the
working-
Merchant Guild ever since.
yeah.
Both of them are like, wow, that's a lot. Even the mom is a little bit taken aback, and she's like, I can't believe you fought hags. Those are nasty.
Just
nasty
one.
opponents."
It was just one.
Just one.
Oh, there's never just one hag. That's what I've always known.
Wait.
What?
Well, brother, I think we're gonna need to go back out into the woods.
Yeah.
Callum's like, well, that's not 100% true. Normally they work in a coven, but
A what?
a coven, it's a group of hags that work together and feed off of each other's powers, is what the stories usually say. But it is possible for there to be solitary hags. They normally form a coven when, well, it's beneficial for them, but that doesn't mean there's always 3 together. That doesn't mean there's always multiple hags in a coven together. And then Lyra's like, when did you get so knowledgeable about hags? And he's like,
Well, my first wife, no.
and he kind of like smiles. He's like, well, when I have to talk to the overseer of the lumberjack sometimes. And then she just like laughs at him for being silly. And then she wants to know specifically what day you fought the hag on and y'all met on and stuff. And then she starts pulling out from her bag. And Nora, you recognize it. It's her like star chart. Yep. And she's like, this day.
What's it say, Mama?
Well, I thought maybe something more auspicious, but it doesn't really seem like anything specifically, so...
What about this day? The day that we fought the gas?
No, there's nothing really special that happened during that time. I mean, if it would have been on the... and she's, like, looking through her calendar. If we would have been on the end of the month, it would have been a new moon. If it would have been I'm trying to look at dates, the end of the month, or even perhaps a few weeks ago, it would have been a new moon, so that could have been something, but I don't know.
Is that
You can see her-
I'll ask about the day that we like whatever date that we fought the ghoul, not ghouls, whatever the hell they were.
The specters?
Specters, there we go,
Specters.
Jesus.
The specters. She looks around and she says, not well. It's the moons were almost both parallel waxing, and well, they were getting closer to waning together. It looks like, or being equal. Not so much then. 2 nights from then was a meteor. It looks like there was a meteor storm, but the start of the meteor storm. However,
Yeah, we camped out with some friends that night.
no, that was when you guys were coming back from Meyerfield and fought the nightmare.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, we fought the nightmare that night.
Yeah. No.
Right. So if we fought the nightmare 2 nights later, is that related to something to do with the moons?
Not specifically the moons. I know that's the start of the meteor showers, which normally is, if you believe in old Fae superstition, the star movement like that is significant. It's usually a sign of reconnecting with long spirits that have passed, distant family members, lost connections.
I need to know everything about this.
Do you want your future read? I actually know how to read fortunes.
No,
And
I'd like
future.
to. I mean, sure, but can you teach me
To read fortunes or to read the star charts?
to read the star charts?
It takes a while, but if you would like, I could try while we're visiting.
No. You spend time with your kids, but maybe I can find somebody in town in the Fae district that could teach me.
Would Nora know how to do it? Because I bet she would have probably taken an interest.
Yeah, Nora knows surface level what things are. She's never like practiced. Like she has a surface level, like a novice level knowledge of reading star charts, and also specifically learning about what's the word I'm looking for? Astrology and tarot cards and everything like that. So she has some baseline understanding of it, but not super in depth. So yeah, she could teach him.
If you want to read my fortune, that'd be pretty cool.
Maybe on a night when I'm not so, and she kind of like picks up the bottle and looks at it like that's how much we've drunk. Maybe not on a night when I'm so possessed by the spirits of the wine, but might get a not as accurate reading then.
There's spirits in this wine. Oh man, no wonder.
Rowan's been just sort of absent-mindedly fiddling with things around the table and just sort of like picking at some of his carvings. And he looks up and says, "Oh, Mama and Papa, I forgot the most important thing. I can do magic."
Well, that's one way to certainly change the topic at a family dinner. How are Rowan and Nora's parents going to react? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.